Welcome to Like Mother, Like Murder. I am Rachel.
And I'm Heather.
We bring you the good,
the badass,
and the crime.
This is Like Mother, Like Murder.
Welcome back, everyone, to Like Mother, Like Murder.
A very special bonus episode of Like Mother, Like Murder. Love it. Yes. Sometimes I really miss doing that.
I know. That's why I thought it was the perfect thing. You know, when we were wine time, it was wine time. We don't do that anymore.
Speaking of, look at my wine time glass that I still use.
What's in that cup, my dear?
Oh, coffee. You guys, I woke up late this morning. And I woke up and was like, shit, I was supposed to record with Rachel first thing in the morning. And then I look at my phone and she's so sweet. An hour ago, she texted me, good morning, like all like very nice. And I'm like, fuck.
Look, I almost left my house too. I said, oh, we'll get to this later.
I'm so sorry.
We can't get to it later. We need to get to it right now.
This needs to come out. You're right. So this is a very special bonus episode. We have some very important updates for you. And then, of course, you know, we're going to take the opportunity to also shout some people out, specifically those amazing women, because happy March, y'all.
Happy March, y'all.
And then we're going to have some fun with some Q&As at the end. But yeah, let's get into it, because this news, as soon as I saw the news, I immediately sent it to Rachel and I was like, we need to do an update on it. And it was perfect because we have an update on another case, but Troconis. Jennifer Dulos case, you guys. Michelle Troconis has been found guilty, connected to the disappearance of Jennifer Dulos.
Of course she has.
Yeah, because clearly, and if you guys were following the trial, like clearly, because so much more evidence came out in this trial that really just implicated not only Michelle, but also Fotis, right? So if you wanted the whole story, go back and listen to episode 84. But to just sum up very quickly, Jennifer Dulos was a mother of 5 beautiful young babies. She was from Connecticut, and she was in the middle of a somewhat bitter divorce and custody battle with her still husband. They weren't divorced yet, but estranged husband for sure, Fotis Dulos.
Yeah, it was more than somewhat. It was definitely bitter. There was a lot going on there, so you have to check this out.
We get into it a lot in the episode, but it was really difficult because she had actually tried to file a restraining order against him, but they said no because there was no evidence of a physical altercation, which is okay. I'm going to try not to get
that. No, yes. Get mad.
I'm trying not to get so upset first thing in the morning, but the good thing that one of the amazing things that came out of this case, along with another tragic case of a mother named Jennifer, was they did pass a bill that specifically said, like, it doesn't need to be physical. Like, there are lots of other ways for abuse to happen.
Right.
So thank God for that. Yeah. So she had tried to file restraining orders. They didn't allow her to. And then, as we've seen time after time, which is so unfortunate, in May of 2019, she goes missing.
Right.
And luckily, the authorities jumped right on it. They were right on it. And eventually they did charge Fotis Dulos, like within a few weeks. They were on it, right? And so they charged Fotis Dulos, her estranged husband, and his girlfriend at the time, Michelle Troconis, with eventually, because it took a couple different turns of charging them, but murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and various evidence tampering. So Michelle specifically was getting a conspiracy to commit murder charge along with various evidence tampering things. And so Photos and Michelle honestly spent several months pretty much like in and out of jail because they were charged more than once, and then like posting bail and like all of these things. And again, you're gonna have to go back and listen to the whole episode for the whole thing. But ultimately, what happens in January 2020, after the most recent charge of murder, and when Photos wasn't able to post his bond, he actually commits suicide. In doing that, he also leaves a suicide note that basically implies that he himself and anyone else that has been implicated in the case, aka Michelle, is innocent.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no.
Obviously, by the outcome of this trial. But thankfully, that didn't stop Michelle from going to trial. So they still brought her to trial. It began in January. Right when I was putting out the episode, the trial was starting. And after several weeks of prosecutors presenting just tons of evidence against her, including a video of Michelle admitting that she provided a false alibi for Photos the day that Jennifer disappeared, which is just like even more evidence, like I said, that Photos was guilty as well. So the jury found Troconis guilty. All charges.
Yep, good.
So the charges included conspiracy to commit murder, tampering with physical evidence, conspiracy to commit tampering with physical evidence, and hindering a prosecution. So I'm glad there is some amount of justice for Jennifer and her family, her kids. But unfortunately, Jennifer's body still has not been found. So I was really hoping that coming out of this case, you know, there would be something that could happen where they could find Jennifer's body and, you know, just kind of allow that little bit of closure for the family. But want to hear something kind of annoying?
She won't be sentenced. I'm like, I don't, but I do.
I know. These things are so frustrating because I was so happy to see that something, you know, for Jennifer's family. But then I was still thinking about like the annoying thing is like they still don't have her body, which is just tragic. And the other annoying thing is that so she won't be sentenced until the end of May. So she, you know, she's been found guilty, but she won't have her sentencing until the end of May. And in the meantime, they gave her bond. Like, they're allowing this woman who was just convicted on conspiracy to commit murder to be out on bond if she can afford the $6 million bond, which she comes from money. Like, she probably could
figure
until
it
she's
out.
Officially sentenced. So she could potentially spend the next few months out on bond. What?
We see how that turns out so many times. It's like,
seriously,
just because you think that this person, okay, they were convicted for this specific crime. Okay, so maybe you don't think they are a danger in the sense of like, are they going to go and do this to someone else? No,
right.
But someone from money, you know what they're probably going to try to do? Take off. Fucking
They're going to
flee.
run.
We already know this. Also,
so
if you should be locked up because you
committed a crime.
Something.
Yes,
so
and a crime that like, and it's not even like, oh, it was theft or fraud or something like that. Conspiracy to commit murder. I do not understand how this is anyway. Okay, whatever. But I choose to look on the bright side that someone is being held accountable for the disappearance of Jennifer, and hopefully she won't be the only one, because if you remember from the episode, if not, go back and listen. There was another person who was charged with conspiracy to commit murder. He was a friend and former lawyer of Photos Dulos, right? Kent Mahwini.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Remember that name.
Yeah, Mahwini. So there's no trial date set yet. He did plead not guilty. There's no trial date set yet for him, but we will be keeping an eye on it and keeping you all updated for sure. But yeah, step in the right direction here. I'm glad that, you know, something is coming out of this case, though. I really, truly, for the family's sake, wish that they could get like those real answers of what happened and where her body is.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we don't know if that'll ever happen because Photos is gone.
Right.
And it's, you know, I hope the family can find closure despite those things being open-ended.
Hello, everybody. This is Liam Collins, the host of the podcast Crime Over Wine, and I'm about to make your Wine Wednesdays so much better. We know that there is nothing better than hanging out and listening to your favorite true crime podcast over your favorite bottle of wine, and that's where we come in. Every week, we share a new head-scratching true crime story while reviewing your new favorite bottle of wine. So your new true crime adventure is waiting for you. Crime Over Wine drops new episodes every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, at least those sentencings are not open-ended, and
right.
You know, she got what she deserved in this situation. Mm-hmm. So that is, man, yeah, this is all over the news right now. Everyone is looking into this and seeing this, and it's, you know, it's just so sad. Like,
it is.
It kills me. So my update, thank you for that, by the way, Heather. My update is actually, you said Jennifer Dulos, that episode was 84. The one I'm bringing is episode 83, you guys. So mine is a quick overview and update on Ruby Franke. Ruby Franke, you guys. So Ruby Franke was the mom YouTube vlogger who would document her day-to-day life and post it on her YouTube channel, 8 Passengers. There's a huge amount of information on Ruby Franke and her business partner, Jodi Hildebrandt, and the arrests that were made back in August 2023. Okay. So like I said, on episode 83, we go over all of that. And if you want all of that, go listen to that, but be sure to listen to this as well. So I'll give like a little bit of what exactly we talked about. But she displayed her day-to-day life on 8 Passengers. Millions of people came to this channel, millions, and subscribed to this channel to see the perfectly beautiful life she was portraying for her viewers. It was her and her husband and their 6 children. The internet, you know, can be a very brutal place. And when you make your life available for public viewing, part of that will come with negativity and hate. In any capacity, right? For sure, so it was common for people to see these things that were being shared and start leaving negative comments. And sometimes they were irrelevant, but sometimes they were not. Some of the parenting ways that Ruby would use on her children were described as unconventional. Her techniques or strategies. I know your face. It's like, I'm like, yeah. Unconventional. The things that she was doing, right? They were beginning to say were abusive. And in some of those cases, they absolutely were. People were noticing these things that were happening. They were reporting them as well. Okay. And this continued and even escalated to become worse and worse when Jodi Hildebrandt came into the picture, who we talk about in the episode as well. She's a piece of work, you guys, in herself.
Oh, God, yeah.
Jodi Hildebrandt was a former therapist, among other things, and was the founder of Connections, which offered classes in relationships, parenting, all of that stuff. They were a part of the LDS Church, so a Mormon Latter-day Saints church, and the program would separate spouses or the family members in attempts to correct their behaviors of those who didn't live in accordance with the teachings, okay? So this happened in Ruby Franke's life. So Ruby Franke joined Hildebrandt, and at this time, her husband was separated from her for this. She ended up moving in with Jodi for a time period, and Jodi got involved with Ruby's children, okay? Ruby and Jodi both were abusing these children. In August of last year, so August 2023, one of Ruby's children escaped Jodi's house, where he was being held captive, okay? He escaped, running to a neighbor's house for help, malnourished, physically displaying wounds from being bound. Right. It is so awful, ultimately leading to the arrest of the 2 who have now been charged, okay? So that arrest back August 2023, that's enough of the background. Go listen to 83 if you guys want more of that. But Ruby Franke on February 20th was just now sentenced to 1 to 15 years for each of her child abuse counts, okay? Right. So she's looking at 4 to 30 years 4 to 30 years in prison as of now. It was capped at 30 max.
Why?
And it's really funny because I posted. None of it's funny. None of it's funny. I posted an update on TikTok. You guys can go follow us on TikTok if you want. But I posted an update there saying 4 to 60 years. And someone was like, it's 30, you idiot. But when I was doing the math.
Well, do the math. 15 times 4.
I know.
60. That should be fucking 60.
So that's
it should be live.
Right. And if I know how to read. And I know how to
I love TikTok
things.
people who come for like the dumbest shit. It's
so funny. Yeah. I mean, it was capped at 30 years. Okay, whatever.
But why? It should be.
It should. Yeah, it shouldn't be. So when she was sentenced, she sits there apologizing to her children over and over. And it's so hard because they go over all of the things that Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt did. And it crushes every single part of you to hear what people will do to their children, thinking that it is going to, it's definitely going to change them, but in their attempts to change them for the better, or their attempts to discipline, or they're
deluded. They're completely they're at the least they're deluded. At the most, they're psychopaths, and they're trying to say that they wanted this control and abuse and power over these children to be for the children's own good. But they're just psychopaths who just they fucking don't care. I find it really hard to believe. I don't know. I haven't looked at her psychiatric history or anything like that. If she's like insane, maybe she's got like legit psychiatric disorder and she didn't, But you see the wounds on your child that you inflicted and you think that that's the best for them?
Right.
No.
And so we talk about it with all of the things that they did and the physical abuse and the wounds on the ankles and the wrists from being bound and just being malnourished, depriving your children from food as a discipline.
And that's not even like and then the psychological abuse.
Well, that's what, that emotional abuse that they endured, the fact that this child felt like they deserved this,
right,
is even more.
That broke my heart.
So,
yeah,
it's so sad. It is so sad. But that's the update there. So she was sentenced to 4 to 30 years, capped. Okay, so we'll see what happens from there. I hope
they throw the book at her.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure, like parole date wise, like. God,
we'll have to see when she's sentenced.
It's the most, but we'll let you guys know. All of that stuff, okay? So there are your guys' little quick updates on some of the cases that we've been talking about and that we know that a lot of you guys have been following and searching for all of that, and probably most of you guys already know everything that's going on, but if you didn't, there you have it. Now we are going to give some shout-outs, okay?
Yeah, Heather, let's pump it up because...
Yeah, pump it up. Heather mentioned it at the beginning of the episode. It is March, you guys, Women's History Month, and we do have some episodes coming your way that are very, very big in this department for Women's History Month, for International Women's Day, all of those things coming soon, okay? But right now, what I want to do, so because of Women's History Month, we want to shout out some of those amazing women who we're not only like big fans of them, like personally and professionally, we also get to call them friends. And it's very excited because we say it all the time how amazing the podcasting community is. And so I'm just gonna rattle it off. Heather just gets to sit there and enjoy, and in the background go whoop whoop, yep, get it.
I'm a hype girl right now.
Hype queen. And yeah, so let's start. Actually, let me start by saying go follow all of these amazing badass women, you guys, because they are doing the damn thing and they deserve to be heard. There is a reason that they are on these platforms and doing what they do, and we love them. So go and do that. Holly with Krime, Holly. I adore her So she is one of the old Crimeaholics hosts. She now has her own podcast, Crime with Holly. So podcast Crime with Holly. Go follow her on social media, Crimeaholic. Go check her out. Housewives of True Crime, Tabitha and Gretchen. You guys, this is one of the podcasts that I've been listening to for years and years and years. They're amazing. I love them. Go subscribe to those beauties right now. Jules from True Crimes and Headlines. And also the much anticipated Missing in Hushtown. She's such a badass person inside and out. She's currently doing the most in the attempts to help find answers and bring justice for Jennifer and Adriana Wicks. Go follow and help to spread that word because she is on a mission. They deserve to be found. 20 years. 20 years is too long. A day is too long. But this is absolutely insane in such a small town that people know the answers to. So hopefully it's their turn, right? Primetime crime. Kylie is so good at what she does. Her episodes are so informational, told in such a way that just captivates you, but also she's just like the sweetest, funniest little thing. I freaking adore her. Okay? I love her. And we get to meet her at CrimeCon this year. I can't wait.
So excited for
So
CrimeCon.
excited. Twisted and Uncorked. Alicia and Sierra.
Love you, girls.
Love you, girls. Seriously, we love them. Their vibes as friends and with like what they bring each week. I'm forever a listener and a friend. That's all there is to say about that one. Stephanie Moram. She hosts Wicked Ever After. And she has her podcast, but she also has her YouTube channel. And she's just great at what she does. You guys go check her out. Franke, Amanda from the Haunted and the Strange podcast. They tell crazy stories over there. Her as a person, though, she's super outdoorsy and drinks all of the wine. And it's really funny because she just makes me think of myself. I love her so much. I can talk to her all day. I love her. Go check out Haunted and the Strange. Amanda, the host of One Nothing. The host of One Nothing, not the president of One. That's me. I'm the president of One Nothing. But that's okay. She's one of the funniest people out there, you guys. If you are not listening to her and One Nothing with her co-host Rachel and David, you're missing out. She's hilarious. You guys have to go listen to her. I love it so much. Stay-at-home detectives with best friends Sam and Jen. I'm a new listener, loving them as well. Love, Marry, Kill is a true crime podcast, and it's a couple. They're married, so Tina and her husband tell each other stories each week. Definitely go and listen to them. Spiritual Sisters podcast, our girls Nicole and Gabrielle. I love listening to them so much. Different than my true crime playlist, that's for sure. But they bring so much insight, and they make me think so much about my life in general. Mm-hmm. And every episode, I just want to learn from them and actually just have them run my life. Can you guys just run my life for me?
Yeah, for sure. It's there because same. I'm like true crime almost 99%, except for both of them are just really good at bringing a little bit of light when I've been listening to true crime all day.
They're great. I love them. Live, Laugh, Larceny. Okay, obsessed with these two. Friend podcast with host Trevin and Amanda. Amanda is such a gem of a human. So first of all, she's freaking gorgeous. You guys, she is gorgeous. She's a beautiful mama and such a great storyteller of these petty crimes. And I have to add, she has the best laugh ever. So
every time she laughs, I laugh because I love her laugh.
My heart just explodes of just oh my God, you're the best.
And I feel like she's like me. She's like, woo, woo.
Yeah. You guys have to see what Heather just did back and forth, moving.
I love it. Man. Love that one. I cackle.
Yeah, so does she, and it's the best. You guys are one of the same. I'll listen to them every day of my life. A few more, you guys. Sips of Crime, The Suspended Sentence, The D.E.A.D podcast, Early on Wednesday, Off the Trails, Peculiar Pairings podcast, Sorta Kind of Funny. Look, there are so many more. I'm sure I just overwhelmed the shit out of all of you guys. You're like trying to add all of these people to your playlist because they're amazing and you need to add them.
You need to.
But it just shows how many amazing women podcasters there are out there kicking ass every single day. It's just a beautiful thing. I love to be a part of this community. It's amazing. And like I said, we're talking about some amazing women history stuff all month. Look, I'm stuttering because I'm just like in love with you all. Okay. So there will be more shout outs because I am positive.
For sure.
If I miss you, I do apologize. Like, look,
there's a whole month. We're at the beginning of the month, baby. We'll get to all of it. It is. We just want to spend March celebrating
women. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We love you guys. Okay. So there's some shout outs for you guys. Next, Heather, you ready for some Q&A?
I'm so ready. I'm super ready for it.
All right, we'll see how many we do based on time-wise. Let's keep this short and sweet. All right, the first one that we will do, this is a little bit more on the serious side.
Oh, okay. Bring it.
What is the biggest challenge you're facing in the podcast world right now, and how are you tackling it? This was sent in to us by Megan, one of our friends, Megan. What is the biggest challenge you're facing in the podcast world right now, and how are you tackling it?
That is such a good question, Megan. Wow. She comes with like the good ones. Last time she asked us like a really good one too.
She sent me a list, and so it's like I'm just trying to go down this list. Yeah, she sent in quite a few. So
I love her. I love it. I think for me, I can kind of guess what yours will be. So I'm going to say something just a little bit different but similar. Engagement, I think, is really difficult. And right now, thankfully, we have such a strong, positive, supportive podcast community around us that we are getting, I think our numbers are growing a lot. And I think a lot of it is due to, our positive, supportive podcast community who are constantly giving us advice and shouting us out on their stuff and everything. But I think engagement from the listeners is really like one of the challenges from day one. We want that interaction. We want to talk to people. And I think that in order to how we're meeting that challenge is I think we just continue to put ourselves out there. Like we've never stopped doing that. Answer us.
No, I think you're right. We do, but we used to do that a lot more where we would ask for their input. So it's just, we got to get back out there and get in their faces even more than we've been doing. No, I want to know, what were you going to say is mine? What's my biggest podcast thing?
Growing. Getting out to more people. Yeah.
Yeah. It is one of those things where, and you hear us say it all the time, where it's like, oh yeah, we've been growing. We've had numbers, but I just expect to wake up one day to like 1 billion of you guys saying hi to me. That's it. Like, why has that not happened? No. Maybe like, of course, like numbers is on my mind. I think that one of the things that I'm having the biggest challenge with right now is the constant in my brain of what else I can do and what else I can bring to the table. And I take it so seriously, and I'm constantly thinking about Like Mother, Like Murder and what we can do and what we can do better and what else we can offer. And so I take it so seriously. And so that is something that is a challenge for me because I never feel like I'm doing enough. And
you're doing more than enough, Rachel.
I know, girl, I know. But look, I'm always like, what else can I do?
But that's who you are. That's also like your personality. Like you're a competitive person. We know this.
Very true. It is
so
true.
You're competing with not only like the other podcast, but I think more so with yourself. Like, what can I do better? And so, but we love that. That's the spirit we love, Rachel.
I love that. Okay, let's do like one that's not so serious. All right, this is still serious. With all of the stories you read and hear about, do they ever make you more anxious or nervous about the world, specifically to being a mother?
100%. Like,
that's from Ashley, our OG Ashley. Yeah. Go ahead, go off.
I mean, it's so crazy that she asked that because what's coming out on Tuesday, right? I mean, our next episode is just one of the most emotional, anxiety, sad, depressed, angry episodes that we've done in a while. And 100% it does. It really makes you think about, you know, how am I doing as a parent? What can I be doing to? And it's interesting because we talk about all these missing and murdered mothers. I'm usually thinking about my kids, like, okay, like, how can I make sure, like, I have 2 little girls, and I think, how can I protect them from anything like this ever happening to them? And it does, 100% it makes me more anxious, but I have to, the way that I think about that, too, is not only can you learn things from these cases, but also, I mean, we've mentioned it before, a lot of these cases result in changes being made. I mean, we just mentioned how Jennifer Dulos' case resulted in a change being made. And I think that's important to realize, is that even though this world is scary, yeah, I think getting these names out there, getting the stories out there, and people doing the right thing to make sure that these cases stand for something more, right, is important. Absolutely. And I just have to think that I have to be confident in myself as a mom, which is hard to do. Y'all who are mom, like, we know it's hard sometimes being a parent and you're constantly second guessing yourself, but that you're going to do the right thing by your kid and you're going to teach them the right things they need to know, and you're gonna provide for them and keep them safe, even when they turn into adults and potentially mothers themselves. So absolutely. Look, I don't have an answer for that. Ditto to everything she just said. I was shaking my head. I was nodding the entire time she was talking, because that's exactly how I see it as well. You know, the change that's being made in these situations, it's so sad that something like this has to happen for a change to be made. But then also just bringing awareness and bringing, like, if it makes you hold your child's hand a little tighter when you're out in public, if it makes you look over your shoulder at someone that made you, like, have a weird feeling in your gut, these are things that you have to trust, right? Right. And so that is definitely one of those reasons. All right. And then the last one we'll do really quickly. This is just for fun also from Ashley. She said, "What are we cooking for dinner? As mothers, what are we cooking for dinner? We need more options." I should have brought... I love you, Ashley. Look, she sent in a lot as well, and the last one's just like, hilarious. What are we cooking? Because I need all of them. Great question, girl. Great question, girl. I should have brought my board. So I have a board in my kitchen that I try to update as often as I can, but, you know, I have my meals up there. So I will tell you to the best of my ability to remember, but... on Monday, we are having sauteed onion burgers with, I think he's doing like, what are they called? Zucchini. So like zucchini. On Tuesday, we're having flautas with like a tomato corn salsa. It's going to be so good, girl. Trust me. Okay, I'm booking my flight right now to come on. I need some of this in my life. Yeah. Wednesday? What was Wednesday? I think Wednesday, I don't even remember. I know Thursday is when Seb cooks. He's going to do like a garlic butter noodle with sauteed mushrooms. Yes. Okay. I know. I cannot wait. I don't remember what Wednesday was, to be honest, but whatever. So there's a couple options. But it's written down. I'll send a picture. Girl. I'll post a picture. You should, because you know what? Today, currently, don't know what's for dinner tonight. Yeah. Dinner's in several hours here. Do I know what I'm cooking? Nope. But you know what I'm doing after this? We're going to the grocery store, and I'm going to figure something out. Look, I'll send you and then you can also make some of those things. You're so on top of it. It's so amazing. Honestly, we got an air fryer, and we in Christmas, and we have been doing a good job using that air fryer. But we've also been phoning it in sometimes, you know? Sometimes it's a noodle night. I'm lucky. My girls will eat literally plain macaroni noodles. That's it. Yeah. That's it. And you know what?
If it works, it works. Like, that's all there is to say about that.
Damn, Rachel, you're freaking prepared.
Look, there was like a quote a long time ago that was like, I forget exactly what it was. Something along the lines of like, inner peace creates outer peace or something. I don't remember. It was like, if you have like the inner chaos, then you have that outer chaos, right?
Okay.
And so I've been really trying to like tune in because there's been so much going on. And so I've been trying so hard to have everything kind of like, I've been writing lists and trying to like conquer those lists and take it one step at a time. And it does help. It goes, they play together, right? So it's like, if my outside stuff is all in line and has everything how I need it to be, I'm much more stable and okay. If I don't know what's for dinner, I'm going to be a freaking psycho bitch. We don't need her, okay? We don't need her. If I know what's for dinner, I'm good to go.
Love it. Love it. I love that for you. That's amazing. I'm going to take some lessons from Rachel.
Like I said, I will share that with you guys so you guys can add it to your list. That is all we have for you guys this week. Just a couple updates, some shout outs to amazing women, and just a little fun Q&A sesh for you guys, all right? But happy Sunday. I hope that you guys all have a wonderful Sunday and a great week ahead. Gosh.
And tune in on Tuesday for Tuesday. It's a rough one, y'all, but we're kicking off March, International Women's. We're kicking it off because talk about a badass woman,
an amazing person, Survivor stories are those that are just my heart.
And a little bit of a warning: we cry a bunch.
We do cry a lot.
So get ready for that on Tuesday.
Yes, get ready for that. All right, we will talk to you guys then. Actually, stay tuned for Tuesday and Thursday because we have a lot coming to you guys because us badass women got to talk about the badass women. All right, we will talk to you guys on Tuesday. Have an amazing day. I love you guys and make that dinner plan. Make that dinner plan, girl. Go do it.
That's on my list.
All right. Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Hey, Wine Time lovers. My name is Gabrielle Celeste.
And my name is Nicole Christine.
And we are from the Spiritual Sisters podcast. And yes, we are in fact sisters, born on the same day.
But we are not twins, guys.
Are you into the woo? Things like astrology, numerology, and tarot? Do you know what the Akashic Records are?
Are you guys into the weird? Things like cults, conspiracy theories, true crime?
If so, then give our podcast a listen wherever you stream podcasts on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and more.
And we just wanted to give a shout out to Heather and Rachel for creating this awesome community for moms and for bringing awareness to these difficult topics with lightheartedness and compassion and obviously humor.
We're here for it.
We love it. And like Heather and Rachel, we also love a good wine. Bye!